Fallen, fallen is Babylon the Great. It has become a dwelling place of demons.
Metaphor is defined as a figure of speech in which a word or phrase is applied to an object or action to which it is not literally applicable. It's the use of colorful and flowery language to poetically describe something more grounded. What if metaphors seem literal were used to disguise something more fantastic? That the truth, when discovered, is not so banal and pedestrian, but something outright supernatural. Sometimes phrased as speaking in tongues, the devil's advocate takes several liberties with metaphors, even showing a cow's tongue to nail the point. With a first watch, many of these are taken for granted and easily overlooked. After all, figures of speech, idioms, and slang are very common in the American English language. Often the use of metaphors are to spice up the truth, making something more vivid. We're going to go over the devil's advocate's use of its many metaphors. Here is where I say, the alternative theories mentioned within may cause anxiety, rage, and disbelief, but that's why you're here, I hope. And kindly consider leaving a like, share, or subscribe if you enjoy this video.
He's a huge hog beast. He probably eats 1,000 pancakes for breakfast.
The film opens in a courtroom where anyone would expect language and words to be manipulated. Truth be damned, wild stories are told to persuade the audience. Not the jury in this case, but we the viewers. Kevin Lomax, while cross-examining a witness, brandishes a drawing made by the accuser. It is him, the adversarial attorney, that rebroadcasts or perhaps reinterprets this work of art. Mr. Geddes, the defendant, is described as a hog beast who consumes 1,000 pancakes for breakfast. The metaphor, at face value, is supposed to be a joke at her teacher's expense by poking fun at his appearance and personality. The pig ears drawn could also be mistaken as horns. Geddes is not just a hog beast, but a demon. This may be the first reference to demons and devils, a very expected theme in a film with devil in its title. Pigs and demons are something you'll read in the Bible, including Matthew 8, verse 28. Jesus comes across 2 demon-possessed men. He drives the demons out and into a herd of pigs, before the herd runs and drowns in a lake. If we take a second look at the drawing's metaphor, its symbology hints that Geddes is a possessed, out-of-control man. His inner demons drive his evil acts. The film hints at his guilt, and Kevin even accuses his client of telling him false stories. The pancakes represent his obsession, likely its own metaphor as his victims are consumed during the morning. Although the spoken dialogue differs, the screenplay affirmed this.
The Geddes case, 8th grade teacher. They found him yesterday. Body of a 10-year-old girl in the trunk of his car.
Thou mighty city, in 1 hour hast thy mighty judgment come, and the light of a single lamp shall shine in thee no more.
Kevin visits his mother, Alice Lomax, to tell he's off to New York City. Alice warns him about New York with a passage from Revelation 18 describing it as a place of demons. At first, her words are easily presumed using a biblical metaphor because of her bias towards the big city in a faraway place, if you're living in Florida, that is. Life in the big city is often depicted as fast-paced and chaotic, where human vices easily surface. Temptation and frailty go hand in hand. There is more truth behind the metaphor than a judgmental, religious perspective. We learn later that Alice had visited New York earlier in life, seduced by the devil, and gave birth to Kevin. The city is the headquarters of the devil and filled with demons seemingly found around every corner. Alice warns Kevin about New York being like hell, when in fact it was.
And woe betide the creature who steps into his garden.
The phrase woe betide isn't used in many versions, varieties, and editions of the Bible. You will find it in the New Testament for everyone, where I have chosen Matthew 23, verse 27. Kevin recites a loose translation during jury selection when he advises rejecting a gentleman from consideration, explained with other assumptions like keeping a shotgun under the bed. We're led to believe the potential juror is quick to enact his own justice, showing little mercy to those who encroach his home. However, the meaning of the parable is Jesus' warning about placing too much emphasis on legalism and appearances. What may look clean and orderly on the outside are filthy inside. This is another example of deception and lies, a very common theme found in courtroom fiction and nonfiction alike. Like the school teacher, they are not who they seem. It's hard to discern if they were examples of the fallen Alice Lomax warned about. In a storytelling sense, they are corrupted souls.
Upstairs men's room in the Duval County Courthouse, there's a hole in the wall straight through to the next room. I spent 5 years listening to juries deliberate.
What if a metaphor is disguised as a straight-up confession void of embellishment or flowery dialogue? Kevin credits his success to a hole in the men's room's wall, where he eavesdrops on jury deliberations next door. It's one thing to hear this story before learning Kevin can read minds. But the film already mentioned Kevin's power, a sort of clairvoyance shown during jury selection. It may have been hinted at during the opening scenes when Kevin pulls a rabbit out of his hat with special places. Given the film's propensity using metaphors, could this be the most egregious example hiding an unbelievable truth? Personally, I don't buy his successes to a hole in a wall where he, like his father, has special abilities beyond human understanding. More likely, Kevin hasn't yet figured out his abilities as supernatural.
Behold, I send you out as sheep amidst the wolves.
This passage is made on the rooftop. From Matthew 10, verse 16, it is a warning from Jesus to be prepared for challenges and danger. Even those not very familiar with the Bible can understand the parable of the innocent sent out with the more dangerous, evil, or corrupt. This is not merely a metaphor, however. It is an inside joke of Milton's, in which Kevin does not yet understand. Milton is sending a clue that he knows Kevin's mother. By association, also knows who Kevin's father is.
God's creature, right? God's special creature?
Up to now, we've been going over metaphors that were either abstract or passages inspired from the Bible. What they have in common is rephrasing a story from the past or foreshadowing the future. Geddes is a monster. Kevin is eavesdropping into minds through the holes in their heads. Kevin and Marianne are sent into a modern-day Babylon. What if a metaphor is played out in real time? And those metaphors were very accurate descriptions. Milton's rant of Eddie Barzoon, said privately to Kevin, is juxtaposed with Eddie's jog through the park. To Kevin, he's listening to idioms, creative, figurative meanings. However, the words are direct and hit hard. Milton is either describing what is happening or he is making it happen. Milton's play-by-play is so detailed, he accurately calls out which body part of Barzoon's suffering that second. To Kevin, however, it seems like a colorful rant. The devil is deceptive. He speaks of Eddie's human frailties, telling Kevin he can't help him anymore, presumably because they are too many. Barzoon's sad fate is posed as an inevitable outcome for his indiscretions in a city that will tolerate only so much. As Milton phrases, the dice was rolled one too many times, and it was time for Eddie to lose. There is a plot thread that shouldn't be ignored. An already disgruntled employee, Barzoon was speaking with feds, blowing the whistle on all of Milton's underhanded dealings. Milton knew this. It's not that Milton couldn't help Eddie, but wouldn't. Let's not overlook that. Eddie seeing Kevin on the partnership papers agitated Barzoon by design, poking, taunting his vulnerabilities. No matter the sin, everyone winds up in the same place. The devil likes to talk free will. Then again, the devil lies a lot. Let me know in the comments below, what was your favorite metaphor in The Devil's Advocate? This is Mr. Giasynergy saying, many are in high place and of renown, but mysteries are revealed unto the meek. Check out other videos on the channel. Thanks for watching.